What? All right, chill. What is up, YouTube? I've never said that in my life. I don't know why I said that. I'm never gonna say that again. All right, but today I'm gonna do a trade recap with you guys. I'm gonna go over the one trade I ended up taking, which ended up not hitting full TP, but took partials and then ended up stopping me at break even, as you guys can see. But I'm gonna kind of run you guys over why I took this trade and overall a little bit of my bias on the day. Trading all-time highs can be tough, and we got a bit of a short today. Usually you just want to be longing. But we got a short, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about it today. So overall, going into the day, sorry, my other screen's right here because you guys can't see it on my big screen as well, so my head's turned. But overall, in the day, I'm literally gonna replay this whole entire situation right here. Let me go back to open. It was an interesting day. We're trading at all-time highs, and honestly, I was looking for longs. There was one long setup that I forward tested that ended up hitting, but I wasn't quite comfortable with it. I didn't really like the structure of it. Overall, it was good, though, and I'm going to kind of go over why it was good. So, yeah, let's go ahead and play into it. So, overall, going into the day, I'm bullish. You kind of have to be, right? I was looking for some sort of manipulation lower to then get distribution back up higher into these unfilled gaps, which would have been beautiful, but we actually ended up just trading straight through it, and I'll tell you guys where my bias changed to end up taking shorts, and I did trade micros today. I'm going to explain to you why. So, overall, going into the day, I was looking for some sort of manipulation lower. We also had London lows down below, so looking to see NASDAQ potentially go down and take out London low, and ES was actually trading closer to it, but let's go ahead and get straight into this. So, ended up trading lower, no entry for shorts. Okay, boom. Now we've officially taken out our London low. So this was the first trade that I actually was looking to take here. And okay, so this was another reason. This was a trade maybe some of you guys took. We swept Asia or London low. We get this first displacement higher to take longs. This completely failed. Why? Because we still have draws and liquidity down below. London low was clearly not the draw on liquidity in this instance. Why? Because we didn't react. We did not react higher at all, right? We just kept dumping. So why would you all of a sudden want to take a long with obviously this 1 minute inversion when we still have draws and liquidity down below? It's clearly not done dumping. So you have to be patient in these examples. No long, no long, no long. Just wait. So now we've finally traded into our PM lows. Starting to get a little bit of structure lower. Or sorry, a little bit of hesitation to go lower. So now we've officially created this 5 minute gap up above, and I was honestly looking to see us trade into this 5 minute right here. So when I was looking to take this long, let me just go ahead and write this out for you guys. Full recap right here. So I identified this. So we did get this, we did get that 30-second, and I was looking to take this long specifically off the reason we took out PM lows and we had that bullish S&T. And I was looking to see, well, I'll literally write it out. It was at PM lows. ES has not taken it yet, and ES was trailing higher as well. So I was like, okay, interesting. This is a potential long here. So I actually forward tested it right off of this 30-second inversion right here. Bada bing. And I was targeting this unfilled 5 minute gap up above. Now you can be saying, well, Trace, we have an unfilled 5 minute right here. Right. But I was looking for a deep retrace of this range, and I was already going to be break even, what, at this high right here. Bada boom. So, 30-second inversion. Also, I didn't really like the risk on this either. Man, these candles were massive today, and that's another reason why I ended up trading micros. But yeah, we can kind of go ahead and play this out. So, in turn, this ended up hitting absolutely perfectly. So we actually traded into this 5 minute, and in turn this long would have hit. This was a good trade overall. We actually had another S&T right here as well, these lows. ES did not come back down to retake this low right here. Let me take this off. ES did not come back down to take out this low, so we had another bullish S&T. And lower time frame S&T with a higher time frame S&T with a 30-second inversion, that's like a trade you'd want to take, right? So like this was good. Just didn't really like the structure of it, didn't like the risk. So I ended up just forward testing it. And playing it that way. So that ended up hitting. Now I'm like, all right, I'm looking for some sort of shorts here. And we got this 1 minute completely failed. I was like, okay, so since that failed, we probably are going to want to sit here and chop for a bit. I literally called it out to my Discord. I said, watch out. We filled this 5 minute. My forward test hit. Be careful, we might fall into range, which is exactly what we did. So once we fell into range, literally all I was looking for was some sort of displacement lower, because we also filled this 15-minute gap. So we have a 15-minute retrace, a 5-minute retrace, yeah, let's go ahead and kind of play into this. So this was overall my idea for this short. So clearly we're bearish. We got a good retrace into the 5 and 15-minute gap. We also had an SMT at these highs right here. So we had a 5-minute SMT with a 1-minute internal SMT, which actually ended up sending us lower. Well, why did I not enter right here? I wanted more confirmation, which was what? This was a change in state delivery, and this was a little bit extended, but I was pretty confident that we wanted to go lower. We also have that new week opening gap that is unfilled all the way below, which is actually what I ended up targeting. Massive trade here. So this was about a 1 to 10. Crazy. But I was willing to risk this. So now, this is exactly what ended up happening. Let's go ahead and play this out. I'm literally going to enter actually whatever. I'll just keep it here. So, goodness gracious. All right, replay. So I ended up going in with 5 micros here. Why? Because I was not liking the risk on this trade if I were to go with my regular risk, right? So in this example, I don't know why my stop loss was right there. What the heck? That was not where it was. It was up here. So in this example, I just wasn't really willing to risk $1,500 with my risk. And this is what was overall comfortable with what I was willing to risk. And I was confident in this trade, right? We had a 1-minute inversion to the downside. We have a bearish SMT off of 5-minute bearish SMT, 1-minute internal SMT. Good, right? And I'm bearish. So I'm looking for a really, 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 really good flush here. Quite literally as simple as that. So now in this example, I have my break-even point, which is at this low. I'm wanting to see a flush all the way through this low. I'm going to take off a partial, right? So let's go ahead and play this out. Boom, 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 boom. I had one there, and I took off one right here. So this is my 2 partials point, and I also had one right here. I'm not going to put it there because I obviously didn't hit that point, but I was able to catch about a little bit over 100 points here. So let's go ahead and play this out. So in turn, the whole reason of this trade, right, is because we're overall bearish now at this point. We're bearish. There's no reason to want to look for longs in this example, right? You could have probably been patient and waited for more significant draws and liquidity to get taken if you were bullish. But guys, we're bearish. All-time high is long. Guys, we are bearish. Look at this. Look at it. Why are you looking for longs? Anybody online that is saying you have to long all-time highs? If a short presents itself, take the freaking short. Holy moly, I hate that shit. So, hopefully I don't get banned for saying that. This was a good short overall, right? I've already talked to you guys about my confluences. And this was a little bit discretionary, I'm not going to lie, right? Like, this isn't my A+ overall best setup of all time, right? This was also discretionary. We're overall bearish. We have the structure to want to short off here, right? We get confirmation, double confirmation in my opinion. Change of state delivery with a 1-minute inversion. We should be able to sell off, as well as ES was following. ES was following NASDAQ. So another reason why this was my break-even point in my partial is because NASDAQ was trading towards this low faster than ES was. So what we could have done is hit this low and then reversed. So because of a bullish SMT. So now, sorry, I'm going to take off this other stuff. I don't want you guys to get confused. Right, still in this trade. My stops are now at break-even. If it'll let me. All right, well, whatever. I'm just going to have it here. So now we're pretty much just trading lower, blah, 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 blah. And then my next partial gets hit after we retraced a bit. Boom. Okay, so now I'm up, whatever. Whatever wants to happen in this trade, I'm looking for a flush. I know, right? This is really, 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 this is asking for a lot. But I think I was honestly expecting us to want to come and take out this low. Fill this new week opening gap because, man, it is just freaking massive. Like, it just got to get taken. And I think we will at some point, maybe even today, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But it's going to get taken. So that's what I was targeting, expecting us to just completely flush. Didn't happen, whatever. So yeah, I ended up getting break even on this. Right here, once it stopped me, I was like, uh-oh. Like, I literally thought this was going to go like this because we had a 5-minute gap up here, and I was honestly was going to put my stop back up. But I stuck to my risk, and I was okay with this win. So I was like, maybe even like a 5-minute retrace here, and then we dump again, but it's all good. We ended up not doing that. So would I still be in this trade? Yes. Do I want to be a part of it? No. So this was overall good. Took my profits on the day. Literally nothing else about it. So, yeah, get your piece of the pie and get off the charts. That is all that matters, especially in these kind of market conditions, right? You're not having to like look for massive trades, risk heavy, and so on. Like these candles are big. If you're willing to risk this much, absolutely, and I realistically am. But I didn't really like this structure. Like if this was major A plus, right? Yeah, I would have probably sized up. But there was also the point that we could have just been stuck in range once I entered, and we could have just sat here and ranged. So that's why I realistically risked lower than I normally do. And this ended up hitting, right? Like I could have had a massive day and targeted my points, but this is what I wanted. This was perfect trade, perfect execution, and can't really ask for anything better than that. So yeah, this was going to be about a 1 to 5 here. Ended up not hitting, but I got my partials, got my win on the day, got off the charts, and I wanted to show you guys this because it is super important to identify. We are all-time highs, but when you have the option to short, take the freaking short. Stop overthinking it, guys. Like, and if nothing presents, just get off the charts. I think that's like the biggest thing is like people always look for a trade. You don't always have to look for a trade. You're not having to trade every single day. Profitable traders do not trade every single freaking day. All right. Identify the market. Look for a retracement. Confirm we want to go lower, which we did. Take your trade. If this didn't present, guess what? And we stayed in range, I wouldn't have taken anything, right? If we were just stuck, there's no reason to take anything. So, yeah, that is overall my trade recap on the day. Hopefully you guys found some value in this. I think a lot of people were confused about today. This was overall good. Good long here. I show you guys my confluences. Again, just didn't like the risk. That's why I didn't really take this. I could have, but waited for better structure to take shorts because I was overall bearish. Well, especially once we filled this 5 and 15 minute gap and created this bearish S&T here, and then another bearish S&T, little internal S&T, I was like, all right, yeah, I could definitely catch some shorts here if I get confirmation, got confirmation, entered shorts. So 1 minute inversion, 1 minute TISD, boom. That's about all you have to ask for. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe as always, and I will catch you guys on the next video.